Hi, this is Melanie Ingalls at Lake Washington Institute of Technology eLearning. Today I'm going to show you how to set up your gradebook using the wizard for a web-enhanced class. This is different than you would set it up for your online or hybrid class. The first thing you need to do is go to angel.lwtc.edu. Again, that's angel.lwtc.edu. Your username is your 885 number, and your password is the first 5 letters of your last name if you've never logged in before. Enter your username, your password, and click the Log On button. Now that you're on the Angel homepage, select the course where you want to enter your gradebook. Now that you're in the course, click on your Manage tab. Under the Course Management nugget, click on the Gradebook hyperlink. I don't get the option to add a wizard here. If you've played with your gradebook and you don't have any students in your class where you've graded any of their work, you can follow the steps that I'm doing in the following tutorial. If you have graded students using the gradebook, do not follow this tutorial. If your gradebook is just set up because you went in here one time and played with it a bit, or you haven't really tied any assignments, then follow what I'm doing now. So in order to get the Gradebook Wizard, click on the Categories nugget. As you can tell, I have no grades in. I don't even have weights in to my gradebook, so I know it's safe to delete these. Click the checkbox at the top. It will check every other box below. Make sure all these boxes are checked and click Delete Selected. It's warning you that if you have any student grades entered for any of these assignments, there's no undo button. So if you do, don't follow this tutorial. If you don't, it's safe to go forward. I do not, and it's very clear that I have no grades. Click back on your Manage button and on Gradebook, and this is a Gradebook Wizard. Select either points or percentage based on what you have in your syllabus. Points work better in Angel. You do not have to change the way you're grading. They just work better in Angel. Again, you can still use percentage. Figure out what you want your categories to be. Look at your syllabus and see if you have any chunks of assignments that can be grouped in a category. Sometimes you've already done it in your syllabus and called things homework or quizzes, and they're all around the same point value. Basically, that's what a category is. You try to categorize all of your assignments. So figure out what your categories are and then come back and enter them in Angel. Now that you've entered your categories, right now I have 3. You might have more, and again, you don't want to have a category just for one assignment. You want to chunk them into groups of 2 or 3 or more assignments. Determine the calculation type for your categories. Most of you are going to be using all assignments in all the categories, but some of you have let the students know in your syllabus that you're going to drop their lowest grade or use their highest grade. So at this point, that's what you select. Drop the lowest, use the highest, or use all assignments. I'm using all assignments for all of mine. Click the Next button when you're done. As you can see here, this is going to take you inside of your Angel course. For an online or hybrid class, they would probably have a lot more options here than we do right now. For a web-enhanced class, you may only want to be accepting handed-in assignments in your actual class and entering grades into Angel so that your students can see it. You may only be using Angel for your gradebook and your syllabus, and that's it. And it's okay. If you have nothing listed here, it's still okay. You can set up your gradebook. If you have maybe a few drop boxes, listed here, or you have some quizzes in Angel, but you also have other items, we're going to show you how to get all of those items, whether you take them physically in your class or you accept them online. We're going to show you how to do that and set up your gradebook properly. So what I need to do here is if I have anything in the lessons tab like Dropboxes or quizzes or discussion forums that I'm grading, check the box next to what you're actually grading inside of Angel. If you have nothing, don't check anything and click the next button. I have a few discussion forums and drop boxes, so I'm going to check those boxes and then click the next button. At this point, you're going to see those assignments you selected, and if you didn't select anything, you'll see nothing. So then you can click the next button. If you do have some assignments here, go ahead and put them in the proper categories. So my homework is going to go in the homework category. My quizzes are going to go in the quizzes category. Discussion forums go in discussion forums. And again, homework and discussion forums. Enter your point values for each item. Now, for calculation type, if this is a Dropbox, always use last submission because sometimes students screw up and they don't give you the right assignment at the beginning and they have to resend it. So always choose last submission for homework or Dropboxes. For quizzes, use either, well, basically what you're telling them. So if it's first submission, if you're only allowing them to take the test once, click first submission. Discussion forum again is like a Dropbox and click last submission. So this is a Dropbox last submission, and then discussion forum is going to be last submission. So only for me, only my quiz is my first submission. Don't say anything is manual at this point. If you have items here, then they're not manually graded. Later on, when you add items just from your syllabus that you're physically getting in class and not using inside of Angel, those are manually graded items. When you're done, click the next button. At this point, you want to use your syllabus and enter your grading scale. So you enter your letter grade and the minimum percent they can get to get this grade. So I'm going to use our ideal syllabus template. And as you can see, an A, 95 is a minimum percent they can get to get an A. So A, 95. A minus is a 90. So you put the A minus in there, 90. B plus, 86. So again, you put the B plus, the plus sign, 86. And continue on like this. When you get to your F grade, it's F, and the minimum they can get to get this grade is a 0. So 59 and below is a 0. So get your grading scale in and then click the next button. Well, basically you've set up your gradebook. However, you might not have. If you're accepting assignments on ground and not inside of Angel, you can still get those assignments inside of Angel, so you can grade the students in a format inside of Angel. They can see their grades inside of Angel, but you don't have to have drop boxes for those assignments to grade them. So I'm going to show you how to add your assignments that you might not be getting in Angel, you might be getting in person. So click Assignments and then click Add New. Now we don't have to look inside of Angel for any of these. These are all going to be what's called manually graded items, because there's no item inside of Angel that relates to this thing. So use your syllabus and type in your assignment. Let's say I had another test. Pull down your categories and click quizzes. Oh, and make sure to click the advanced button. So enter your title, no need for a description. Put it to the right category, select the number of points it's worth. Display format, of course default is fine. And this one is manual because we're not using anything inside of Angel to tie to it. It's not extra credit. And the release date is before the class starts, so it's fine. Otherwise, the students can't see this assignment if this date is after. Click Save. And I've got my quiz 2 in here. So keep following those steps. Add new, enter title, select the category, enter points, select manual, and click Save until you're done adding all of your assignments for your class. Then click back to main menu. Now we've added so much information, I don't even know if I have the right information there. So click on categories. And we used points, so don't look at this percent overall at this point. But look at the weight. We've got 100, 30, and 40. So I have 170 points in my class, which equals 100% of my class grades. Check with your syllabus, because usually what you do is you add up how much the percentage or the weight and see if it's correct. So if you did percentages, make sure the percentages are evening out. If you did points, see if these weightings are equaling the right points. Is your homework worth 100 points? Are your quizzes worth 100 points, or discussion forums? So look at either or. If you set it up in percent, look at the percents. If you set it up in points, look at the weight. If you find any problems, click back on your gradebook using your breadcrumbs and go to assignments. Sometimes people are over, sometimes you're under because you forgot to add an assignment. So click on assignments, and then you can actually physically see, okay, this is my homework is 100 points. Oh my gosh, I forgot to add quiz 4. So you can add new. If you added too many, you can delete one. So maybe I added homework 2 and there is no homework 2. So check the box next to homework 2, and I can either edit selected and change the value to, maybe it's 20 points instead of 50 and save. Or I can also delete selected. And it's asking delete selected assignment. Are you sure? Okay. And then I can go back to gradebook using the breadcrumbs. Click on categories, and now I have 90 points in my class. So you can click back to main menu, and maybe I missed one assignment. Click on assignments. I'm missing a quiz, so we're going to add a new one. Select the category, put the number of points, and click Save. Back to main menu, and now I can click on categories again and make sure everything evens out. So you see I have 100 points, 100%, and that's exactly how my class is set up.